Back with another one. And we back with some more Cowboys news, man. We all know, man, for those who haven't heard or seen, a few days ago, Micah Parsons requested a trade. He said he personally told Stephen Jones that he wants out of Dallas. I wonder what made him feel that way. Once that came out, that lit the sports world on fire, especially the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, coaches and GMs and owners on other teams rubbing their hand together like Birdman, because they like, oh my God, Jerry Jones is he still playing around like that with his best players? Some people think this is a joke, but sadly we must say it's not a joke. Jerry Jones play these type of games, and it always backfire on us. It always backfire on us. He did it with Lamb, he did it with Dak, and he did it with countless other players. But here's the thing, man. I could see if Michael Parsons was one of them players where you'd be like, oh, I see it in him, man. If he could just stay healthy, you know what I'm saying, he might be something special. Or, Michael Parsons, man, something special about him, man. He just got to, get us off the field, off the field troubles, under wraps, man. And maybe he play for a whole year. We can see what he got. I can see if he just, a guy who didn't work hard, who don't keep his body in shape, man. He's always out at the clubs and just doing so much stuff that's not football related. And I can see, some a GM or owner or anybody being hesitant, or a coach being hesitant about giving this guy the bag, because we don't know how focused he is on the game of football, right? I can see all that. And I've heard a lot of people say, man, if he want to go, let him go. And I understand that too, because a lot of, Dallas Cowboys fans and just fans in general feel that way. Like, you know what, man, he obviously don't want to be here, let him go about his business. You know what I'm saying? He's requesting a trade. And I understand that to, a certain extent, but at some point, I got to keep it real on how I feel. And I don't feel like I want him to go nowhere else. That's a dog we got. We can't just let him go somewhere else and then turn around and he get 15 sacks next time he plays us? No, we can't. No, we're not doing that. But back to what I was saying, I could see if he's just one of them guys who really just has so much stuff going on outside of football, man, and wasn't football related. And I can understand, people being a little hesitant of giving him that bag, because you don't know if giving him that bag might, make all the off-field things even, worse. Or even if he didn't have the off-field situation or any of those things, and he just was one of them guys who kind of get hurt a little too much, that hasn't been the case. This guy has shown us from the time that he stepped on the field wearing that Cowboys blue with that star on the helmet, that he's been a dog. He has shown us Dallas is where he wanted to play. He grew up being a Cowboys fan. For him to actually put that jersey on and actually play for the Cowboys, I know he could have never expected that he'll be having to request a trade from the Cowboys or something, man. Like, I don't get that, man. And Jerry Jones, he got to realize sometimes he need to take a seat back and realize he's part of the reason why we can't get back to the NFC Championship, let alone a Super Bowl. That's why they call us delusional, because look at our leader. Look who's leading us. And it's as bad as I hate to let them words come out my mouth, it's the truth. I can't be delusional that bad. I understand. I've been getting hit with jokes, cowboy memes, and all type of stuff for the past 72, hours, like straight up, like nonstop. And I ain't ask anybody that know me, all my friends, a lot of family, die hard. You get what I'm saying? And I accept all Cowboys memes and, trash talk. It's all fun and games. I even repost it. But Parsons wanting to be traded, and some people saying, oh, let him go. That ain't funny to me. That's not funny to me. Jerry, get your mind right, man. Get your mind right. And I can understand why Parsons tripping, but also too, he has been a professional all this time. Bro has been a professional all this time. I think this is the most that I actually really heard Parsons talk. You know what I'm saying? Outside of, after he having a major, a real good game and, everybody want to talk to him and all that stuff like that. But that's the type of guy you would want to pay. A guy who love the game, a guy who gonna give you 150% every time. I think even at one point last year, I remember he was like, yo, we ain't with the tanking. Like, we not playing for no draft picks. And a lot of people was like, and man, I'm not gonna lie, me too. At a certain point last year, I'm like, you know what, it wouldn't be too bad of us losing and we can get some great picks, stuff like that. And I had to check myself because I realized too, we had guys like that on the field that was like, nah, we not just playing to, get some good draft picks, man. Let's give it all we got and still try to make a run at this thing, man. I think that's the type of player or players you need on your team if you want to be successful. Just keeping it real. But I think Michael, man, been a stand-up guy. I know he's feeling underappreciated. He has a family, man. It's time for him to get paid. And a lot of people always try to say if it's not about the money, just play the game and shut up. Nah, that's not how that go, man. I done gave y'all 4 good years on my rookie contract. I done gave y'all 4 good years on my rookie contract. Come on, show me the same love that I show y'all. Y'all don't want me here? Let me go about my business. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other owners, GMs, man, whatever, coaches rubbing their hands together like Birdman. Like, yeah, Jerry, you really gonna possibly let him walk out the door or even let it go public that he want to be traded? You tripping. But Micah Parsons has, spoke on the situation, and you can tell a lot has changed because of the tone of his voice and how he's standing a little bit more firm on what he was saying. And I think he's getting a little bit more aggravated with the whole situation because I think that he didn't even want it to get to this point. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, he shouldn't have said he wanted to be traded public. Nah, you got to speak up. Because when when a team say they want you, they really want you here, and they don't even reach out to an agent to even try to work something out, then yeah, I like, okay, boom. Let me speak up then, because before I didn't say anything and I try to be patient and cool about it, y'all ain't even reach out or acknowledge that I was trying to get this deal done and we can go ahead and keep doing our thing and play, you know what I mean? So let's just check out what Michael Parsons had to say during the practice today, man. I hate that it even had to get to this point, man. But, Jerry Jones continue to do stuff like this, and I think he's so caught up in wanting to do things his way that it gets in the way of the team and the chemistry of the team and us pushing forward to the main goal, and that's the Super Bowl. Everybody know the Dallas Cowboys, and I know every team plays for a Super Bowl. I'm sorry, y'all, because it's the Cow. I get going tripping, but I know every team plays for a Super Bowl. But y'all already know, man. You put that star on your helmet, it ain't nothing. You can't get nothing less out of it. They don't want nothing less from the Cowboys. You got to win the Super Bowl, or we don't want to hear nothing the Cowboys talking about. Yes, we are one of those teams where if it ain't Super Bowl, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Go sit in the back with the rest of the people who don't win no Super Bowls, right? But, man, let's check out my boy Parsons, man. In this interview, he had to speak on the situation, man, and we'll get back to it.
Practice was over, sought out reporters and shared his frustrations with the way his negotiations have gone and with ownership. Listen to this.
When you go around the league and you see these other teams taking care of their best guys, I see TJ got taken care of, Max got taken care of, Miles got taken care of, and he got 2 years left on his deal. So it's hard to, you see a lot of people around the league getting taken care of. You just, wish you had something like, that same type of energy. If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I'll go about my business. I understand the nature of the business. like I said, as long as I'm here and under contract, I'm gonna do what I have to do to perform at the highest level. But if this is the end, this is the end. You know, there's same way that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the other Jerry Jones take care of their family, the same way I need to take care of my family. You know what I mean? I got my own 3 kids of my own, so we all need to take care of our own family at the end of the day.
As y'all can see, the tone of his voice didn't change. The tone of his voice has changed. He sounded completely different than he did just a few days ago. But I respect that. You know, you seen your peers, you know what I'm saying, guys you either came in with or came in a year before or after, but they all got paid. No, they didn't have those problems. Why in Pittsburgh, when I truly feel like Pittsburgh really don't like to pay nobody, they didn't hesitate. Las Vegas didn't hesitate. Crosby, shout out to Crosby, got his bag. My boy in Cincinnati, I keep forgetting his name, they dropped that bag. I'm forgetting a few of them, you know what I'm saying? But everybody has been taken care of, and I think Jerry Jones is patting his foot like it's another Parsons somewhere sitting, waiting to take his place. It's not. I hear a lot of people saying if he want to go and he really don't want to be there and he's whining, he's crying, let him go. I understand how y'all feel, because it is some players at times they feel, you know, you feel like every time you look up every other year, you know, they tripping about their contract or whatever. This is not that. I don't feel the same, which that's what we're going to disagree at. We need Parsons. We really need him, man. How do y'all keep... hold on. Let me slow down. Jerry, how do you keep playing with our star players? You are tarnishing, dismantling, and killing the chemistry that we have in the locker room, if we have any. And I know a lot of people going to say, oh, well, Dak wasn't... Man, everybody's not Dak. Dak went about it a certain way. And I love Dak. Let's keep it all the way 100. But Dak got paid a lot of money. How did that turn out? All right. So we don't want to, you get what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that we can actually build with and around on the defense side of the ball. Our defense is pretty decent when everybody's healthy. We don't need to see what our defense look like with him not being on the field, because when he's on the field, you know one thing for sure, he has to be accounted for. You know, our secondary looks good with Parsons on the field. We getting interceptions, you know what I'm saying? Quarterbacks is getting sacked. You know, even the linebackers and the other linemen is looking good. Because you got to account for Parsons. You got to double and triple team him. And you got to make sure y'all know where he's at all time, or it's going to be a long day for your quarterback or just your offense in general. But, of course, you know, in Jerry Jones fashion, he say retarded stuff. Excuse my language. He says, you know, crazy things like this just all part of negotiation. Man, don't nobody feel you on that, Jerry, but you. And I wish the other Joneses would tell you that, like, yo, Pops, you tripping. Pay this man, let him, you know, like, this is not a good negotiation tactic that you're doing. Because I'm pretty sure there's other people on the Cowboys who's probably coming up on a contract a year or two from now, and they sitting back looking like, damn, he do Parsons like that. Imagine how he gonna do me. You see what I'm saying? It's just not a good vibe for the team, man. While we could be focusing on our, you know, what we gonna do next and our game plan and how we want this season, you know, what's our goals for this year. We ain't even getting a chance to talk about that because this whole Parsons thing is overtaking that. And it's sad, man. Y'all already know, man. The Cowboys is definitely one of them teams where if it ain't a Super Bowl or at least an NFC championship, they don't want to hear nothing from us. They don't want to hear nothing from us. Jerry, get the microphone out your face. Get your head out your beep. And sign the man. Y'all hear how he talking. If this my last year here, this is how it's going to happen. At the end it's going to end. Like, man, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it because we don't know where the next you going to come from. It seems like every other team is making it work with their stars. It's just the Cowboys can't do it to save their life, man. Jerry's so caught up on doing it his way that he forgets that the whole point of us even doing this thing is to win a Super Bowl. It's to get to the NFC Championship. He lose sight of that because he wants to do it his way so bad. And at this point, man, it's like, shit, man. It's like, are we going to ever get back to, you know, the Cowboys football, man, with Jerry doing things his way? You know, man, it's been too long, man. And for us to still be dealing with this, man, and him going about it, how he's going about it, man, it's just almost to it, man. It's comical, man. You know, and that's why we always getting laughed at. That's why people are always on us, bro. Like, I'm a Cowboys through and through, man, but at some point, man, this stuff got to stop, bro. It has to stop. Steven, put your foot down. Little Jerry, put your foot down. Girl Jerry, put your foot down and tell your pops, man, wake up, man, shake up out of that. Man, I can go on and on and on, man. I just wanted to come back real fast, bro. Like, yeah, man. It's sad, bro. It's sad. But till next time, man, I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. And any good news come through, because I feel like the news is getting worse when it comes to the Cowboys, man. But if we get any good news, you know, y'all can come back here and we can chop it up, man. But till next time, man, I'm out.